Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. You want to fight games from MikeC.
I'm very well.
Hey, who you a gadget or gadget?
Yeah.
What you got?
This is the DJI Maverick 2 drone.
Okay.
Alright. And this is what it looks like.
So it looks like an authentic drone.
Yeah.
It looks like one of them jumps off the games.
Yeah, like the Division.
Yeah.
This is basically what it looks like.
Okay.
Alright, now I'm not going to really talk about this. I'm going to talk about something else because everybody that reviewed these drones neglect to tell you some important stuff.
Mm.
And I basically tell you why I got it. Because I wanted to do some aerial shots for documentaries and movies and stuff like that. But it comes in this nice little travel case.
Pretty cool.
What these people are neglecting to tell y'all is before you can even get this thing off the ground, you need to register with the FAA. And you must have a pilot license before you can fly this.
Get the hell out of
Yes. If you're planning on using this for professional uses like real estate, where you can show an aerial shot of the house, if you're doing it for like movies or music videos where you're gaining a profit, you must have a license for this thing. If you're a hobbyist, you don't. Now this is still 2019, so some of the rules may have changed by the time that you see this video. And the penalties for even flying this drone, you can face up to, I think it's $25,000.
Mm.
That's the penalties that you can face with this. And remember, I forgot what season it was, where we tried to review a DJI drone, and I told you I got it up once and it came back down and I couldn't get it back up in the air again. So I don't know if that was air traffic control monitoring that stuff, because I was at Walkins Park and trying to test it out and I just couldn't get it up off the ground. After that first time, it came up and then it just went right back down. These things, you know, they can be really expensive if you do not follow the rules. Now, I don't have any aerial footage, because even with aerial footage, when you're reviewing these things, you can get the FFC, I think that's what it's called, FFC. You can get the FFC called on you for displaying that footage. So there have been YouTubers that have reviewed this product or reviewed drones in itself and put that footage on YouTube, and next they're contacted by the FAA. You know, okay, well, you know, you may have to pay a fine and stuff like that. And then a lot of people can tell on you. You go to a park, because this thing, you have a lot of rules where you can fly and where you can't fly this thing. And especially if people take these out of town and they want to, you know, get great aerial shots. But somebody can, like, hey, there's this guy flying a drone, and if the police come to you and you don't have the proper documents, you can get your drone confiscated, you can get fined, or you can be locked up for this. So there's a lot of rules behind this. If the drone weighs over 1-point-something pounds, 1.4 pounds, it must be registered. That drone is pretty heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Now, Mike and I both have drones. And these are like the little, I guess, lightweight drones.
I don't have to do the thing like that.
You don't have to, I don't think you have to register those, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with putting up any footage from a drone that I flew. Because I don't want the FFA breathing down my back talking about, well, why is this thing up in the air and all this other stuff. What you can do is you can fly this indoors or in your house. So if you have a company, if you have a storage hangar or something like that, you can fly this in that, because the FAA does not control the airspace inside your residence. So you can fly it indoors. You know what I'm saying? But when you get outdoors, if you go into your backyard and you fly that drone and your neighbor see that and your neighbor called, you know what I'm saying, you could be in a lot of trouble. And that's what a lot of people don't tell you about these drones. And I'm like, I was going to take it to work with me one day, and when I was on break, I was just going to try to get some aerial shots. But for some reason, something kept telling me, just go to work, leave it at home, go to work, leave it at home. And then I'm the type of person, I don't really watch a lot of TV anymore. I just watch YouTube clips. And I was just surfing, you know, the YouTube trying to find, you know, something entertaining to watch. And I came across drone and drone licenses and all this other stuff. And there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know about owning a drone, which would have cost me a lot of money if I would have put this thing up in the air and somebody would have saw it.
Well,
so
that's some good insight.
Y'all be very, very, very careful. When you get these drones, just go through the procedure. If you're going to put this thing up in the air, do not fly this without the proper documentations unless you're in your house. Even in your backyard, you're not safe. You have to be indoors with this thing. Like I said, the reason why I got a drone because I wanted to shoot aerial, I want to have aerial footage and some documentaries and some movies that I'm currently trying to work on. But I can't do that unless I get the proper documentation. And I don't want to pay $25,000 for something that was under $1,000 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
there you go. There goes your jail ticket right there.
It's crazy, man. And I'm just surprised that these cats on YouTube, they don't put that in the disclaimer. Mm. You have separate videos. You have drone review videos. Then you have drone legalities. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just made up a word. You have drone legalities. Mm. And these are never in the same video. Mm. So I'm telling y'all, this is a good product. The DJI Maverick. You can go to other YouTube channels and you can find all the specs on this. It's worth the money if you're doing using this commercial, make your money back on what you paid for this. But don't put this thing in the air without the proper documentations. It's going to cost you $5 to register this thing, first of all. And that's not, I mean, you spend $5 on lunch. But you have to pay, I think, $200 every 2 years if you do the commercial thing for this. But if you're a hobbyist, you don't have to pay anything for that.
You definitely must register.
You definitely must register.
Mm.
You definitely.
Even as a hobbyist.
Even as a hobbyist. And the ticket or your registration number must be on the drone. That could be in the battery compartment. Some people just get some double-sided tape and put it on the top of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if you get stopped, hey, here's my all my legal information. My drone is registered, stuff like that, so you won't get in trouble, man. But I'm telling you,
it's crazy.
A license to I mean, that's crazy, man. Yeah. You go inside the store, you buy this, you think, oh, I'm going to take it home and
start flying. Nope. Read instructions.
Nope.
And the bad thing about it, a lot of people don't.
No. And you know what? I don't think it's in any other paperwork with this thing.
It probably isn't. It's one of those unwritten rules. Mm-hmm. That's written, but not where you can see it. You know what I'm saying? You got to actually do research to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Anything else, bro?
No, that's it.
All right, so like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. That's the Game Show for the night. Don't forget to head over to the Facebook store page to find low prices. Don't forget to hit us up with vTime. Don't forget to subscribe. Come Gamers Club member.
And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our CMS community and our website community where you can get some free stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on WWTF.
We want that
Game Show.
See you next time, people watching. Thanks for tuning in.